All right, we're back at the range. We got a guest with us today. We got that guy. He's out here. So yeah, we're gonna try the 45 here. So you watched part one. Part one, I just disassembled it and got it all cleaned out. Part two, I learned how to reassemble it. Shot a spring across the room. That was pretty fun. I found the spring though, so we're good to go. It was this this plunger spring right here. So safety looks like it's working. So I did it right. But yeah, we're gonna try our first round. So I'm gonna load just one round, just in case something happens. So we have just one. We're gonna try it. We'll see what happens here. That's not a good sign. Not a good sign. Didn't chamber. Let's try that again. Maybe I gotta lose a little more force. Let's try this again. There we go. I guess I was being a baby about it. I'm a little scared, so I'm just gonna shoot it in the ground. What do you think?
I would,
All right, I'm gonna hold it away from my face. We're gonna see. All right, ready? 3, 2, 1. Lock back. Hey, it shot. Nothing happened. Cool. I'll fast forward this here. Let's load up 7 rounds. Let's get 7 of them going here. Oh no. Is that next? Next? Oh, that's next.
yeah, look at this one too. It's cracking.
Is that Kel-Tec?
Yep.
Good old Kel-Tec.
What else would you expect from Kel-Tec?
All right, I don't know how many I loaded in there, but window's full and I couldn't get one more in there, so all right, let's try this again here. That one chambered. Let's test the safety. Safety's working. Cool. All right, see if we can hit a target here. First real shot. Missed it. Uh-oh. Magazine wasn't all the way in. That's weird. Boy, I made that trigger pretty freaking light.
They're flipping behind you. There's 2 shells, look.
Is that good or bad?
Straight behind you? I don't think that's good, because that's like just missing your face.
Uh-oh. Maybe that's on 1911's roll?
A couple of them are going over there.
Huh. Well, we're gonna try another 7. See what happens. This is why he's out here, so he can watch my back and take me back to the house in case something catastrophic happens. I'm here, so we'll just fire a couple more off. You want a couple?
Go for it.
All right, we'll do 7 more here. That trigger's a little light. I think I have to fix that. Didn't chamber. That one hit me. Sights are a little off. Huh, that's interesting. Well, you know, we got a couple down the chute. It's shooting. Might need some tuning. So, yeah, we'll end it there. We'll go ahead and say bye. We'll go back to the bench. We'll take a look at it. We'll take it apart and clean her up and see if we can figure out why it's not ejecting right. All right, guys, we'll see you back at the bench. All right, guys, welcome back to the bench. My puppies are playing, so you might hear them wrestling around over here. So, yeah, something interesting happened after I went shooting. You can see this little guy's hanging out. Spring. You see there's nothing capturing the spring. So, after I turned off the camera, I had 7 rounds left. I'm like, you know what? It's ejecting over my head. I already know I have to look at that. I got 7 rounds left, right? Or maybe there's 10 rounds left. I forget. But I was like, loaded up a mag. Got to the 4th shot, and all of a sudden, and of course I had the camera off. Got to the 4th shot, and all of a sudden it was like, man, something just blew out the front. What the heck was that? So I started looking, and we had a catastrophic event. No magazine. Yeah, had a catastrophic event. So, there's nothing in here. It's cleared. What ended up happening is, if you guys are stuck around for the first couple of videos here, I'll show you what, or I'll tell you what happened, or I'll show you what I saw, and then when I take it apart, we'll look and see what happened here. So the bushing blew out basically, because the bushing blew out. It blew out the guide rod cap, or whatever you want to call it, and it blew out the spring. So what I saw when I was shooting it, you know, going bang, 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 all of a sudden something shoots out. Well, it was the spring and everything else that shot out of it. Needless to say, the only thing I was able to find so far is the spring. The bushing and the guide rod cap or plunger, whatever you want to call it, it's still out in the range somewhere. So let's take this guy apart here and I'll show you what I think happened. So maybe this is the guide rod, I don't know, there's two of them. There's the cap and then there's this back piece here. Forgive me, I'm new with 1911s, but that held the spring in place. So whatever the first piece or the front piece was is what blew out. This stayed in there. Oh, we're losing stuff here. All right, so what I think happened is, if you guys are around for part one of the disassemble, you'll notice that if you remember, I couldn't get the bushing off, and I blamed it on a spur growing down in this area here where this the groove is at, where the bushing would have rode on. So I blamed it on that. So I ended up filing that down. Well, I probably should have took that into consideration a little bit more. So what I'm thinking what happened is that was a prerequisite of what was to come. Something is causing that to blow out. So after I fixed it, got it all nice and smooth, got the bushing working in and out, well, the same thing happened. And if you can see, this time I shot it so much that it blew the entire, I mean, it has a whole giant groove in there now. I don't know how you want to describe that. There it is, now you can see it now. But basically, the bushing blew out of the steel, and it got so bad that it actually deformed the steel. Oops, here we are, here we go. Deformed the steel, you can kind of see the whole groove now of it blowing out. So, I don't know 1911s. Are bushings maybe, do they have different sizes on the notch? Because what I'm guessing happened is that bushing, the notch that was in the bushing, I don't think rode in the groove all the way, and I think it was just the tip of it, so maybe it was ground down or something, I don't know, but I think it was just the tip of the notch of the bushing, because if you look, it doesn't look like it poured all the way out. There's still a groove in there. You can see there's still a groove in there, so I don't know how that works, but yeah, catastrophic event here. It actually blew the entire thing out. You can see the groove, or all the metal blowing out of it there. So yeah, I wasn't able to find my parts, but it doesn't really matter, because even if I find the parts, I don't know that I can get this back together. So there we go. That is what happened with the channel's first 1911 catastrophic explosion. All right, guys, so for all the people out there that know 1911s, we did a lot of work tearing this thing apart and getting it all nice and clean and stuff. You know, it looks like it did okay. I think it stayed clean, other than this blowing out. So I'm gonna hit up a couple machine shops. I don't know if you guys have any ideas here, but I'm gonna hit up a couple machine shops. I'm gonna see if I can get somebody to weld or build up more metal there, and then just grind it back down so it makes a flush mount again. I'm hoping I can do that. If I can do that, I'm gonna go ahead and buy a new bushing and, you know, get the replacement parts, and we'll see if we can do that. The other question I have for you guys here, for you 1911 guys out there, before my catastrophic event, so if you have any ideas on why this is happening, let me know. I need to know, because I don't want to put this back together and have the same thing happen again. The other thing that you were noticing here is the ejections were blowing right over the top of me. Like, I mean, straight up, they were hitting me on top of the head sometimes. I can't tell, guys. I'm not a 1911 guy here. Is that gosh, now is it the extractor or the ejector? I think this is the ejector. Oops, right here. Does that look broken to you? Is that normal for 1911? Now, at first maybe I thought it was broken, but when I look at it, all the bluing and stuff is there. So I don't know that there's any issues with that. Maybe that's just the way they ejected back in the 90s, straight up instead of out to the side. It almost looks like maybe it needs to be ground a little bit on the side to kind of give it that way push. I don't know. Well, two questions for you guys. If you stuck around for this, it was kind of a long project. I'm gonna have to explain to that guy now. That guy, if you're watching, I apologize, but your gun broke. We'll see if we can get it up and running here, or maybe See if I need to buy a broken gun off of you, but yeah. So 2 questions for you guys, if you can answer it for me. How did this happen? And why is the ejection straight up, not off to the side? All right, guys, this is Pound for Pound's Firearms, signing off.